council appropriated $15,000 for basically a privacy fence to go around the east side, back around the north, and tie back into the west side of the station, to the north side of the station. Price of lumber has shot up since that was done, and there's, instead of trying to even ask for money for a fence, because I know there's no way we can build that fence for $15,000 now, I would like to go away with the fence project and move that money over toward the concrete, get the concrete done, and visit the fence maybe another year down the road, some other time. But then, I'm still under, the generator budget falls in just about $5,000 to $6,000 below what was appropriated. So total money will be less than what was appropriated, and we get the concrete done and the generator also, and we're going to the fence project.
Chief, does this, do these numbers, does that include the fencing, or is it just concrete?
This is just concrete. We didn't even start getting these estimates on the fence. That was one thing, we were actually gonna build the fence ourselves, and the estimate that we had was wood prices from last year on 50 boards, what it would cost doing it ourselves. And the price of lumber gone so much higher than that, there's no way we can get to that price.
And I assume part of the problem with the bids is that the price of concrete, as well as all construction stuff, is going up as well.
Pretty much.
Let me ask you this, how big of an issue would it be for you guys, fire department, if we said, let's pump the brakes and wait about 6 months, and let's see if some of this inflation will go back down?
Up to the council, yes.
Well, would that, I mean, if it's something that we need, that's one thing, but if it's, because the way I understood it, when we did this, we kind of split the project anyway.
Yes.
And, try to do this part now, and then do the rest of it next year. Would that compromise what y'all are trying to do?
Not, I mean, the price will come down, and I can get it cheaper later, and there's no guarantee it might go up.
Well, yes, yes.
Like that. I'm not dead set on, I don't have a timeline to move the concrete this month. Now, one price, the second price we got was only good for 30 days, so his price, and he did the new price.
Well, I just don't want to say no, and then it's something that you guys really need now. But if it's something that can wait a few months, I mean, I just feel like the construction prices are going to come back down eventually, because people can't afford to build at these prices.
It'll be an empty slab sitting there until we get, till we come back and revisit and try to get the building put on it anyway. I mean, it's not worth my feelings if we do wait. Like I said, we've got to get and put that money and get rid of it, because neither one of these prices will be,
Right.
they won't hold this price for another.
Right.
2 months, 3 months.
Understandable.
Chief, what did we base the $20,000 appropriation on?
Rough estimate is what I had, early last year, or late, it's been a while. I said it was way, but I got a rough estimate from one contractor, came in, he actually come out here and looked at it and told me, shot me a price in, and like I said, way before prices went up. I had an estimate, I've got a written estimate, I received one in on the building, actually putting the building up, and I asked for that amount, and then we took that amount and said, all right, well, let's do this half now, we'll get the concrete poured, get the driveway done, and we'll come back and try to put a building up on it next year. So, like I said, the building price, I'm sure it's up there, the steel building, but it's, that price won't be either, like I said, the concrete price is shot up dramatically.
I know we want to get that done, we got monies appropriated for it. And I know once we get this project started, weather gets into it, so let's revisit this a little sooner, if we're gonna table it, let's revisit it sooner than 6 months. Just because of, lumber futures have dropped, and we're starting to see some adjustments in some commodities, and we may see some softening in pricing, so. But I don't want to get to a situation where we're ready to do it, and then we get into rainy season, and next thing you know, we're tracking downtown with mud, and we're trying to get it done, but they can't get in there and get it done. When we do it, I want to be able to get in there and get it done for you.
Yes.
So I understand what Mr. Wrigley's saying, but let's not wait too long. Let's get it done. But let's do take a window of time if you want to, if everybody's in agreement, see if we do see reductions, material costs.
So
There's a second concrete plant around, you never know what that might generate too.
So we need to rebid in August?
Yeah.
Now, do we need to formally reject these at a council meeting?
I would think so.
I would think so too. That these would need to be formally rejected and then, rebid in 3 months or, whatever month.
But you're right, we may come in higher, you never know, so.
Well, I mean, and August is only 2 months.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, September, but then we're talking, by the time if we wait till September 1, we're in bid then, we're not gonna accept it till the end of September at the earliest, which means they won't get started until
Yeah, October or something like that,
October.
or November. Then hunting season comes in and rain season comes in. But we don't,
I just need to plan another wedding. Or not.
are you really?
No,
No.
Not that you know of.
just need to control the weather. To control the weather, I just need to plan another wedding.
Not that you know of anyway, right?
Yeah. So are we're gonna rebid in August?
But I want clarity, so the proposal you're bringing to us today was the bid on the concrete and then to add the generator out of the number 2 fire station.
That's two different bids, two different.
But the funds would, you would take the funds, so we have a project that we have approved funds for concrete and a fence.
Yes.
Okay, and it's X amount of dollars.
Yes, sir.
So what you're asking is forego the fence at this time, make sure that those additional funds and use it for the generator.
But generator actually came in under what y'all appropriated.
Oh, we've already got that appropriated.
And there were 3 projects that y'all approved.
Okay.
Generator for standby generator station 2, fence for central station and the concrete addition right there.
Okay,
And the generator actually came in under budget, under what was appropriated, and it's on there to be, signed and approved tonight.
okay,
So then we'll have to move the fence money over to the concrete to cover that shortfall.
gotcha, okay. Which you mentioned, I thought I heard the generator, I was confused on stuff, so I'll apologize.
And while he's up there, we can go ahead and look at item 2, because we appropriated 15,000 for that, and it came in at what, 9?
The bid was 9,500 plus fence.
Okay.
So that came in under.
And it's, now,
And
it's
then-
available to him, he's actually had them ordered, I think he told me in March, he said he'll have it in November, maybe should.
Okay,
So, but it's,
okay,
got signed a contract on it, and because he's had it sold tonight.
right,
Told him he had the lowest bid, but I said, basically wait now. Approve tonight, so he can sign the contract on tomorrow.
get it ordered and get it in place, okay. The specs on that, I mean,
There's a,
that's going out to UAM, is that correct?
yes, sir.
And you've got a generator at station, the main station, right? Okay.
Yes, it's got one.
What are tell me the comparisons of those two,
The one he bid at Station 2 is a 22 kW
okay?
natural gas generator.
Mhm.
Central Station, I think, is a 60 kW.
Oh, it's a big one,
Yeah.
okay. So the one out there, I mean, adequately provide
Yes.
electricity for the housing and what communication system and all that.
There's hardly any electrical load in that building. Main thing, I got 4 overhead doors, power goes out, they can't open the doors to get the trucks out. Other than that, you got one person living there, you've got one TV, washer and dryer that doesn't run very often.
That's basically a household size. Okay.
That's all I got.
So we'll just need the clear direction on, on how you wanna go. Reject and rebid or go forward.
All right, so, when we get to the council meeting, in that discussion, we'll just reject the concrete bids, and we're gonna rebid in 1st of August?
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2 months, we're gonna rebid that job. All right,
agenda is you did not have this when your packet went out, for the finance. You had it on the agenda, but when the packets went out for the council, you did not have this resolution. We opened the bid, or the proposals, Thursday, I believe it was, the 17th. So Thursday is when we open these RFQs for this audit. And this would be a resolution for a 2020 A-133 single audit for federal funds expended in 2020. And I talked to Mr. Kamenicki today, and I was gonna try to get him, he was gonna come tonight, but he's on vacation. So if you had any specific questions about this type of audit, I've never been involved in one of these audits before. We've had them, I'm sure, through the years, but I wasn't directly involved in one. It's been a long, long time since we've had one. So he's the one that gave me this verbiage to tell y'all tonight that this audit will follow the normal audit procedures and Single Audit Act, which is a very program-specific guideline audit as to expending and receiving of federal funds. We had an expenditure, let's see, I jotted down because I thought somebody might ask me, well, what did we have in federal funding? The runway and rehab that's going on out at the airport right now, in 2020, we expended, one expenditure was $955,937. So that one thing put us over the 750. But they will audit all federal monies we've received. Now, in the RFQ that we put in the paper, there's some CARES Act guidelines, and I'm not sure if that money's included. I talked to Tina today. I don't know, she doesn't really know, because they're still kind of talking about how the CARES Act is involved in this, but whatever needs to be audited will be audited. But that one thing is what threw us over the threshold. He, in here on that cover sheet that's in there with the resolution and with his proposal, he said if anybody has any questions at all about anything with this audit, what all does it entail, just call him, give him a call. And the cost is, it won't exceed $20,000. So that's what'll be in your resolution. So, because I asked him if he'd just give me a little bit of information I could give you to how extensive this was and, kind of what it entailed. So, and that would be that last thing, so. Okay. And that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions about anything. Next month when we do, in finance, we'll look at the third quarter. We'll go through our expenses, our revenues, see if there's any updates we need to do to it. We'll go through and look and make sure that we've put things, which we look every month to look at expense numbers, revenue numbers, see if we've missed anything. And then if there's anything we need to update or add or whatever, we'll go over that for the third quarter, or second quarter at next month's meeting. Okay? That's all I have.
I was just looking through the packet, and I ask just a couple of questions, just so I'll know what they are. So, I see each month we see, just go through and see where expenses are, what we're doing and stuff. But there's one on here for next tracks. What is that?
Now,
That's a tracking system on our vehicles.
on the vehicle, right?
Okay, what are we tracking?
Mileage, location, speed, lots of different things.
Okay, what do we do with that information?
Exchange information with the drivers.
So, I mean,
Make sure that
is it a maintenance purpose? Is it a monitoring for
There are a lot of purposes.
discipline? or-
Maintenance is one of them, discipline is another, keeping a route, like for example, our trash trucks, they need to follow a route. That's been very difficult to get done, and that's about to be completed, things like that.
Okay.
We had one stolen at one point, and if that, I don't think we had a tracker on
We had
that.
a truck.
We had a trash truck stolen, yeah. And at that point, we did not have a tracker on the vehicle. Of course, it wasn't too difficult to find, we eventually found it.
Okay.
But had we had a tracker on there, we would have known right away where our truck was.
Okay. So what all equipment is that on? Is that on like just
It's on every piece of equipment we own.
like lawnmowers and?
Lawnmowers, trucks, cars, backhoe. Isn't it on backhoe and stuff, Patty?
It's only on equipment and vehicles that are in Public Works and Parks Department. Anything that's not in those two departments, it is not on.
Why not?
Because the department has elected not to, be a part of that.
Okay.
So the police department, I think Jason said they had their own tracking system.
Yeah, I think they have their, whatever system they have, but, all the other ones elected not to be a part of it, so. we
So does that, I mean, like from a maintenance standpoint, is down in Charlie's area, do they have records they can bring up and say truck number XYZ, it's got X amount of miles, or
Yep.
we need to service it, and
Yep.
so they contact that person and does that? Is that right, Charlie?
It contacts us. This
Okay,
system
yeah.
alerts us that truck number blah, 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 needs an oil change, needs an air filter change, needs tires rotated, needs transmission fluid, or, I mean, I don't know anything about maintenance of vehicles, but
Understand. And
It
we do
alerts
that
us.
internally, and the purpose is to save us money on maintenance and stuff like that?
one of the purposes.
And we pay about, what, $1,000, $1,500, $1,200 a month on that, roughly?
900-ish, I think,
Thousand.
$900,000 a month.
And who tracks this information? Charlie? I mean, I'm assuming.
There is a person in the warehouse who, is alerted, there's a computer down there.
Okay.
He's maintenance, he's, inventory, and so
Okay.
he gets alerted.
He can track it, he keeps up and notifies when things need to be.
But the department heads have logins also. to
Right,
the
they can
system,
also
So they
access
can
it.
access it also.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Oh, how long is this contract for? We renew it each year, or?
It's not a full contract, is it, Patty? We can terminate that at any time.
Yeah, we can get out of it anytime.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all I have.
Okay, well, we've got 6 minutes till meeting, if anybody
Okay.
needs to take a break.